All right, ladies and fucking dweebs. And I'm joking. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys. I'm joking, dude. Joking. All right. So, on this video, I'm gonna talk about how Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP tell me how the market is gonna open on Sunday. Bitcoin, in a way, is people are gonna say is reacting or reacts or is reacting to the market, um, especially with this pump. And with the news that we got from Trump, they say Bitcoin goes up, went up because of war risk, this is net, or because market bullshit. The way I see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, they indicate to you how Sunday's gonna open. Normally, what you see is, for example, perfect right here. You have Thursday pushing on up, Tuesday pushing on up after Trump said we had a deal. We might have a deal with Iran or whatnot. Pretty much positive fucking shit. Positive shit. S&P went up, of course. Bitcoin goes up, and then now Bitcoin broke certain resistance that the news and whatnot is now saying, hey, look, Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP, or just Ethereum, Bitcoin broke certain resistance, blah, 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 blah. People flush into it because they see a number go from low to high and whatnot, and the media pumps that shit. Me, I knew it was like, okay, cool story, buddy. On Tuesday, they sell the whole story like, yeah, you guys, I guess I like the deal that they gave us, and we're not gonna bomb them. And then I told them Friday, Friday through Sunday was gonna be your agreement day. Sunday through Friday, I mean Friday through Sunday was gonna be your agreement day, agreement or no agreement. Over the weekend, it's when they're gonna do this whole whatever whatnot. So a bunch of people that see this strong green candle pushing on up, whether it be in crypto or in the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, they end up going for it. They go for option calls on Friday. They go on trades for longs. And then all of a sudden on Bitcoin too, they start going like, hey, look, Bitcoin went above so and so whatnot. Let me go for longs. And then Friday, normally Friday, Saturday, it'll be neutral-ish, or it'll sort of start sort of rallying, but not really. Friday through Sunday, I mean Friday through Saturday is normally like a neutral-ish move, consolidating move. And then Saturday night, uh, Friday night going to Saturday, we start seeing this sort of pumping or whatnot up. So we start going on up, and then Saturday evening through Sunday night, Sunday morning, or Saturday night through Sunday morning is when we need to continue pumping on up. But if by that time, Saturday night, Sunday morning, we start breaking on down, that's what's telling me that the S&P is gonna open either the same price, a little bit lower, or we're gonna open way lower, just because of how much where Bitcoin's at. Pretty much think about this. Think about this move being the S&P 500 move. The S&P, if you notice it, once it pumped up, it made a gap, and then it opened above a 3 monthly uh, persistence. It opened the gap, I think it was around 3 o'clock. It opened right then and there and shot up. And then from there, just held that area. So this was the S&P 500. I think this is how we're gonna open. We're gonna go down. Let me show you what I mean by this. What the fuck happened with Bitcoin? Change the symbol? Word? It's very interesting. So here's a 3 monthly. We go to 3 monthly. Here's that 3 monthly. We were getting the big move happening. The big move happening. This is where we closed the year too. So it's not just a 3 monthly, it's where we closed the year last year. So that's why it's very key for the market. That's why I want to break above that, or breaking that is very fucking key. You go to weekly, we close the week right there, which happens to be right in point fucking support right here. Support it. Anyway, this price rate is very key, you can tell. So since we got that news, I want to say the S&P is most likely gonna close, if anything, just right below it with this news and start gripping along the way, maybe fake a pump and then start going on down. Or it's gonna open right here in the 50 and then just start bullshitting. It's gonna go up and whatnot and consolidate in this region. And as the news spreads out, we're gonna be testing this price right here. If the market's really nervous, if we start then pumping other news that blah 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 blah, talks are working on the way and all that shit, it's gonna try to maintain this upper region above 6,810. But if we start getting bad news, sort of more like just bad news, bad media, bad coverage, we're gonna start breaking this low range, especially when the market opens in the morning at 6 or whatnot. Especially if it's data, the data is bad, whatnot, it's gonna push the market more down. Another thing that I think the market's gonna come down test is this gap down here. But like the only reason if we would come down here is if that would playbook will happen where they'll give you this, find an ugly, I won't bomb them, and then on Sunday do the whole, and I knew they would do this shit over the weekend, do the whole, hey, we're gonna fucking talk about this, and it was gonna be that, yeah, we did it, and the market just fucking poof opens high as fuck, and then that's too late for you, the regular guy that couldn't catch shit to go on these trades. So you start going for buys because the market opened way higher and it's good news and the war's finished and blah 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 blah. But then we have a lot of data, a lot of Fed talking this week, so I would expect a hard pullback or whatnot. But since it was the opposite of we didn't get the fucking deal, which again didn't surprise me because like I have a big possibility that they're gonna fucking do this bullshit. And I was hoping for that, like, please don't let these fucks say that they came to an agreement and because the playbook will be so fucking easy. Like, oh look, they. Anyways, so the fact that the SEC say no, I was like, okay, cool. It gives them more time for the market to come back down, make more structure and all this shit. Otherwise, it was gonna be like just fucking firing, just pew, shoom, 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 shoom. We just keep fucking flying, going up. Shoom, 7,000, and we're right here again, you guys. Oh, we all want to make new time highs, blah, blah, shit. Because we're not far away from that, too. So that's what I'm saying. To pass this area, the year, once we start passing that year, that's what I'm saying. Like, even though we have all these other resistance over here, whatnot, all this other bullshit, the price that really matters to Pat is telling me fucking the market wants to rally is the fact that it wants to go way back over here today where the year closed, even though we had all this crazy drop down here. Boom, 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 boom. And then I was thinking too, I was like, hopefully this could be just a setup to give you the structure. To give you, because it has to give you where we've been in a high point. Now we created, just like as the market was going trending down, it gave you this high lows, high lows, high lows, high lows. Well, in the bigger picture, it also has to give you that. So it's either this, it's either just a marker to mark down your high, your low, your high, and then start fucking around these regions and going low. But I don't see that happening. If anything, I'll see it just getting stuck in this region right here because we passed a crucial resistance. This area right here. So this area right here and this area right here are very important to hold. 687. 687. Oh yeah, that was also my indicator right here. I was thinking about this because it also was telling me, hey, get ready because the market once we break this area or we're inside of here, we're in rally mode. And then if you notice where it ends, that's pretty much where that monthly area, that monthly resistance was at. 685. 685. The next area to pay attention to was pretty much right here where we said where it stopped. 830. 830 right there. And that's where it's at. And that's what the and another thing I've been saying about the S&P. You're a guide to tell you what's going on with the market and gold and dropping to me was this. Before the day they announced that they're gonna try to fix the whole government shutdown back in October last year, before and after. That if you pay attention to the area after they announced on Friday that they agreed and they opened on futures, notice that price 6,838. Once the market dropped after that and came up, notice how all the way across it acted like a support. As it becomes tested, and then finally look how much it's struggling. I was telling you right here, hey, look, we're getting to drop because we're testing that area. And then finally we broke it. After that, look how much we tried to fucking break back above it. We got not the other track, no. We got March 9th, 10th, 11th, and then finally failed. So either this okay, so yeah, and then that's what the market is right now. That's what it closed this last week. So after hitting that strong resistance, it has to have a pullback, especially after that long push on up. We normally need to come back down and test at 50%. But I'm pretty sure these fuckers are gonna try and maintain it up in this region because they know that's important price, and we know this shit. We see this shit, and plus with other YouTubers that said that. And also, the next area that it was important to pass to break rally-ish was this price right here before the market or when the market got announced on Friday. So note also that too, how that area in particular, that gap creates like a thick resistance. Think of it like a thick concrete barrier or whatever the fuck you want to call it that just sits across. And in order to break it, we need hard news. Hard news to break it up again and then test it. So that price 6,797 and 6,845 is what I'm paying attention to for this week. So right here, before the government opened and after the government opened, and this is where we close the year. So that's why that's important. I was like, oh shit, we got a weekly trend line. Let me take this. Also, we had also a daily trend line that I was talking about right here. The market ended up breaking right here. Now we're in an 8-hour trend line. That's why you see the dark purple line. My bad for all the lines and all that bullshit. And then we're currently on a 4-hour trend right here. Well, I could pretty much say it's a 12-hour trend. Now that I saw it from right here. Where's the fucking oh, right there. So either today we're gonna open in this region. We have a nice cushion right here. So we're either gonna open right here or we're gonna open inside of it. And then we're gonna be fighting, holding it. And we're gonna end up breaking it, breaking this 50 Fibonacci, going on down, testing this weekly, and coming up again, or we're gonna hold this region as we start getting bad news. But I wouldn't be surprised if the market ends up picking it up and then sometime at 2 or 3 in the morning start dropping. But what do you want the market to really tell you how scared they are? If we open the market and sustain right here, then the market's gonna start try to sell you the good news, what sort of good news is out there, whatnot. Maybe as we get into the 10ish 11, we'll start getting comments maybe from like other social media outlets from other countries, and then it'll be more like sort of a worse news, bad as we hear bad comments from other countries or from Trump, which will make the market uncertain of what we were told last Tuesday, Wednesday, whatnot, that this is all over and blah 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 blah. So that's why these two boxes are gonna be important to hold, pay attention to pretty much Sunday night, going to Monday morning. It's gonna be from 6,830 to 6,700 and 6,800. We want to pay attention to how it plays out in that area, especially from, like I said, Sunday open to Monday morning. Because another thing that I think it's gonna do is we're gonna create a head. We want to create like a head and shoulders here. We have the first shoulder, we have the head, and then maybe start going some sort of sideways until we test this area down here, this bottom of the trend, for that to get picked up by data and again hopefully get bad news, which then that will lead to rate cuts, more after rates on going up. See, we're gonna start breaking this area. That's why this is an important area to hold right here. And right here is telling me we're not that scared, but if we start dropping this 50 Fibonacci, start holding, and then we go back to the before the government opened. That's why this area right here is important. That's why this area right here is very important to pass this right here and this to hold. So we start breaking this, like, okay, good. Now we have more opportunities to actually go for another trade. If we stay up here, it's like, oh, fuck. They're going to continue going on up. They're going to somehow manipulate it and make the news and whatnot correlate to what, like, the market doesn't lose that ralliness or whatnot. So they need to maintain in this. That's why maintaining in these boxes is important right here, from right here to right here, like I said. And especially holding above the 50s, we need to have that. Besides that, here's what ChatGPT says for this shit real quick. Oh, so yeah, so like I told my bad. So like I told you guys, yeah, so I use Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP to guide me, let me know how the market is gonna open. And this already is telling me. I'm pretty sure this is when we got the announcement that the agreement got denied or some shit. Or in a way, Bitcoin, this would have told me, oh, okay, the agreement didn't come through. And I think that's what happened. I think around this time, uh, I think I saw Bitcoin and I said, oh, okay, the agreement didn't come through, didn't happen. Went to YouTube, looked it up. It's like, yep. It's like, okay, yeah, see, yeah, the agreement. And then Ethereum also tell you, and then XRP was telling me more, just how stuck it was to this area. When XRP really has a big move like this and it sustains it, big move like, oh, not too much, but especially after right here in this area, this is your danger area right here. Because if you can look at your monthly with XRP, we're in a we don't have shit. That's bad. XRP, if the market's really gonna go up, I need to see it at least go up to 140. Yeah, see, and that's what the resistance at on the daily. Yep, it needs to go to 140. Staying below 130, 135. This resistance right here, this area, is just telling me, yo, get ready to continue going on down and stay these lower prices and whatnot. And same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum needs to fucking Ethereum needs to held or hold at 2,246 to really tell me, okay, we're gonna continue going on up. But it's still holding strong until if Ethereum starts going down to 2,110 or even 132, then yeah, start paying attention, especially after it breaks this 50 Fibonacci that it's on right here right now. And Bitcoin, notice how they all look alike, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So until they both break their, go back to this area right here and really hold it on the weekend on a Friday and hold it over the weekend or have, otherwise we're gonna, this is just telling us that we're gonna just, yeah, we're gonna be sidelined. Anyways, I don't want to take too long on these topics. This is what I got from pretty much. I normally screenshot S&P 500, put ChatGPT with all the news and everything, but what I told ChatGPT is like, yo, what I normally use Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP to guide me to let me know how the market is gonna open, how it's doing, or whatnot. So then after telling you that, I took screenshots of every time frame, gave it the news what's happening geopolitical wise, and and then it's what gave me. Currently, U.S.-Iran peace talks failed. Strait of Hormuz blockade threat. Active military operations, mines, naval movement. Lebanon conflict ongoing. Translation, oil going up. And that's another thing too that I was looking at, and I was telling my family. So look, even though, let's go to a forward candle. Even though gold dropped like crazy, it's still on this daily trend line. It's a daily trend line. I think it's a daily. Yeah, right there. It's a daily trend line. It's a torque. Oh, broke down. So cancel. That was canceled now. And all we have is a daily trend line. And we closed. So there is to pay attention to watch. So even though, let me go to 8, 4. Another thing that I was paying attention to. So we attack them. We create this. This will be your guide to telling you how the war is going. This is neutral from right here to right here. This is your neutral zone. This is where we're in talks. This is when Trump said, yep, me and them have been talking. And this is them finding out, no, Iran saying, no, we never talked. Here comes a conflict again. So notice how below this is it's telling me peace talks went through. Everything's getting better. And above this, like this right here, was telling me, hey, we're getting ready to war. And this testing and bouncing is like, yep, we're definitely fucking gonna escalate, keep escalating this shit, whatnot. That's what oil was telling me. So when oil came down in this area again, I was like telling them, hey, yo, yeah, oil went low, but it's still in neutral. It's still in, it could go up from here, or, but it's still neutral area. Once we break that neutral area, then we fucking can start having these. The war might be, the war is over. This, because the market, this oil's telling you below this, war is really fucking ending, and we're having good talks. Above this, $100, war is still active. So with all this going, I want to say oil prices are gonna open back at 98, and again, it's gonna be testing the 98 areas, checking it. I'll be surprised if we don't and we stay in these low 95. But that's why this price right here, this price from 91 or 92. Let me to be more accurate, put my bullshit up. So 100 to 100 to 92. Yeah. 92 and 100. We stay in that area. It's neutral. Upper area, more warriorish. Testing that lower area, more fucking good talks. And what did I say? 94 and 100? 92. 92. 92 and 100. Sorry, back to fucking ChatGPT. Bearish environment into futures open. Yup. Leading indicator, your edge. Ethereum liquidation thermometer or thermometer. What thermometer? Fucking stupid ass. Below 240 week. Let's see. Below 240 week. And this is Ethereum, right? Yeah. Or Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin? Or Ethereum. Sure, okay. Yeah, I'm going down. I'm going down, down. It's testing this up, yeah, gone. We're going down, down, down. Back in and pull it. So below 240, we definitely way below 240. 240. And it makes sense. It's resistance right here. You see it right here. You see it right here. We broke that baby. So the shit was right. Below 240 week. Below 170 acceleration lower. Where we at right now? 170, yep, and it's true. When we get to 270, that's a nice support area right there. Break down. Bitcoin from your chart lost 71 key support, rejection bounce attempt. 71. 71.4. Yep. 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 You're right, chat. You're right, chat. Key support. That was key support. Rejection bounce attempt. That means structure is weak. Support resistance. Let me put my bullshit on. And 240 was important, especially actually it was 71,300 was very important because that was a 3 monthly support. I mean resistance or support. And the fact that you're breaking that, see, must hold strong 2024 support. See, 3 monthly. So the fact that it's breaking that or broke that, it's really bad. Let you know how that news is really bad. At least to me. Oil opens if strong, confirms fear. If oil spikes, acceleration downside. 3 a.m., 6 a.m. Peace talk failed here. Tone turned more aggravated. Nation bearish. 6 a.m. Trend confirmed. Bitcoin fell. Green support. Still waiting control. Another thing is I told ChatGPT that what areas normally the market what time to pay attention to see how the market's gonna open for futures with Bitcoin, using Bitcoin Ethereum. I told that normally from 3 a.m. to 12 at noon is when the market makes its move, and it started happening, as you can see, at 3 in the morning. What's up, bro? Yo. Yeah, I was wondering about that. You good? You can, yeah, like I said, like, what do you want to, yeah, what are you trying to do? Okay, yeah, yeah, pull up and we'll figure out, we'll find out what to do. Oh yeah, yeah, because Mesa's weird. Mesa, it's like you have your goods and your bads like all mixed together and whatnot. You can just drive a couple of miles and you'll be in like a good wide, like nice area. Then you go to like ghetto-ish, or like if yeah, it's mixed. So like you have your sections here and there. Oh, wait. Um, yeah, like our neighborhood, it's weird because like the front of Broadway, you see a bunch of apartments, and it's kind of like ghetto-ish. But then like you turn into these streets, and these are nice houses. And like over here, like there's no like we had like robbings, uh, maybe like 3 years ago or whatnot, that somebody actually like got inside my house through, I think, through my window or something. But besides that, like we never had really like robbings or. But that's actually, yeah, it's actually nice because I've been in the neighborhood. Well, all these in my neighborhood, pretty much everybody has been here for a while. We might just have like 3 or 4 houses that people moved in like 10 years ago, sort of shit. But even then, like they're still everybody. Not everybody knows you, but nobody like really gets in your business, and everybody's here kind of like friendly, whatnot. You know, like we kind of like know each other, or we all know each other here. So nobody like, I know, chill. That's why I like it here too. I said, you're here. I will. 9 a.m., 12 a.m. position window. Fake bounce happen here. If they fall, strong signal confirmed. Continue setup. Yup. Market prepare for futures open. Yup. Your 3 o'clock, your 3 p.m. is when there's more activity, because if you think about it, that's when the market opens, but at the same time, that's when it's halfway in between of the last forward candle for Bitcoin, and not just that, for crypto to close for the week. Whereas like the market's opening, Bitcoin's closing the week. So that's crazy how that works. Where you have one market opening where one market is closing, they're both important. So that's why that 3 o'clock is really fucking important and whatnot for Bitcoin. And you'll see a lot more movement around that time. 2, 3 o'clock, you'll see a lot more movement. Whether it be we're gonna be bouncing and it's gonna fucking bounce off, or it's gonna maintain at that lower price and start breaking down at 3 p.m. But then with 6, 5, 7 o'clock, if especially the S&P sort of sustains and rallies, or not rally, but like keep this momentum up, then you also see sort of Bitcoin try to sustain and follow it with everybody, show you weakness or whatnot. It's not gonna be a real pushing up. It's gonna be like, all right, we're not connected to the S&P and we're kind of following and sustaining it and whatnot. You see the same thing with Bitcoin, I mean Ethereum and XRP again. It tells you a lot way more. It's near a gap down, most likely. What happens? It drops some up bounce, sort of step in, step back in, short bounce, fake pump, quick pushing up, fails as resistance rolls over, fake the pump, see, No direction, back forward, with no trade. Yeah, some price bullish. Ethereum reclaims to 260. 260. Yep. Ethereum needs to do that to show bullishness. Bitcoin setting up above that. Oil not spiking. Yeah, quick plus. Yep. High confidence setup alignment. Ethereum weak, Bitcoin weak, oil strong, war healing strong with all lines. That's your aggressive short setup. Before open, check Ethereum, Bitcoin, oil healings. At open, if red, wait for a bounce, short faded, if bounce, faded. Flag summary, macro, bad, crypto week, going up. If it opens, continuation. So yes. Alright, guys. So this is Brian Seacrest signing the fuck out, folks.